is the latest update on immigration news. I felt it's so important for me to share this with you so that you can know what is happening in the UK. It's important for you to know what they are planning. Yes, so that whenever anything comes up, you are not shocked and you're not caught unawares. I felt I should share this particular publication because I feel it's something that, yeah, if you understand it, you can prepare yourself ahead of time. I started this channel because of students, because I want students to prepare themselves. I know they've invested a lot of money to get an education and they might consider filling in some skills gap. But the thing is that the UK political climate, the UK immigration climate has totally changed. So when you choose to study in the UK, it's very important for you to be aware of what are the rules in place, what are they planning for the future when you complete your studies or your graduate visa. How can you navigate the system? That's the purpose of this particular channel. Anyway, this was published on the BBC and it says Tories pledge to remove 750,000 migrants under borders plans. I feel like I should just show you everything, all the major points. It's a very long article. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK. If you need support getting a visa sponsorship job, please reach out to me. I will help you optimize your CV, cover letter, personal statement, and supporting information. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. We are all aware of Nigel Farage's plan to scrap ILR entirely, and they also said they were going to cancel anything that has to do with the ECHR, which has to do with the human rights that help people who maybe they have a problem with their asylum application and it was refused and they want to appeal it. They said they were going to scrap that entirely so that nobody takes advantage of the asylum routes. Now, after that, what happened? We know that the Labour Party had their conference where Shabana Mahmood announced that there are going to be 6 major things they will implement in the future. They were going to have a public consultation with regards to that. The 6 major things they said: you have to work in the UK. They were going to increase the number of years you spend in the UK from 5 to 10 before you can apply for ILR. They also said that they want people to actually have national insurance, no criminal record, and they said you should volunteer. Yes, that's one thing that actually stood out entirely in most of the things she announced that day. Now, the Conservative Party had their conference in response to the Reform Party's proposal. You know, with the Reform Party, they said they were going to deport 600,000 migrants and they were going to scrap ILR and they were going to remove the ECHR. This Conservative Party leader, I'm talking about Kemi Badenoch, has announced that they're going to scrap the ECHR too. And they were going to introduce a Trump-style deportation plan. They are going to rebrand the Home Office Immigration Enforcement Unit with the name Removal Forces. So they're going to use this Trump-style method. If you are aware of what is happening in America, what happens is that they have ICE. What they do is they just track people, arrest people. They've been given the powers to do so. That is what Kemi Badenoch is proposing. They just see you, they arrest you, they check your details with the biometric data, and it says it's going to have facial recognition that must not be approved by the public. The Tories say they will instruct police officers to check the details of everyone they arrest against biometric borders data and would be allowed to use facial recognition without informing the public it is in use. Guys, that's their plan. And they hope that in the first year, they will be able to deport 150,000 people. And at the end of their tenure, that's 5 years in office, they would have deported 750,000 migrants. Guys, this is their proposal. It seems like there's this competition of who will be able to implement stricter rules. And guys, this is what we are seeing. They said they are going to close down every asylum hotel. They're going to close down all of them. And they're going to introduce some things that if they try to deport somebody back to their home country and that country is not willing to accept them, they're going to introduce some sanctions against that country using aid, visa. They said, this is what I can read here, guys. This is what they are proposing. You remember that Reform said they were going to deport 600,000. Their own is 750,000 people. I'm wondering whether they're up to 750,000 illegal migrants here. But the way they worded this, it seems like it's not just illegal migrants they're going to deport. I'm wondering, are they up to 750,000 illegal migrants in the UK? This is an island. It means most of them have used the boats over the years, and they're up to 750. I don't know. I can't say what I don't know anyway. But I'm just wondering, some of these things, it makes you wonder, how are they going to achieve this? Because 150,000 a year means, okay, plus or minus, 500 to 700 people a day. That is going to be a lot of work. And they said they're going to increase the budget, like 820 million pounds extra budget for this particular thing to be carried out. And with this, they said it plans to expand an unspecified existing facility to detain migrants before they are removed, with a capacity for between 1,000 to 2,000 people. The party also plans to restrict the grounds for claiming asylum to those facing a threat from the government in their home country, excluding claims from those fleeing conflict or less tolerant laws on religion or sexuality. Guys, this is what they're proposing. That is, if you apply for asylum, it has to be that you are experiencing threats from your own government in your home country. They're going to exclude people who claim to be, not going back to their country because of sexuality. Maybe they are gay and maybe the community there does not allow them to stay back, so they decide to claim asylum based on that. Or maybe religion, maybe they're experiencing more aggressive laws with regards to religion, and they feel that living in the UK is better for them. That is my understanding of this sentence, guys. It seems like you cannot just claim asylum anyhow. It has to be that the government in your country does not like you or something like that, and you have to provide evidence with regards to this. So guys, this is what she's planning. She wants to introduce the Trump style deportation, which is giving them the power to arrest. They will check you with the biometric borders data and then find out whether you have the right to be in the UK. If you don't have the right to be in the UK, they send you back. What do you think about this Trump style deportation? What do you think about it? Write it in the comments. It seems like everybody wants to come up with something that is stricter than the other, and it's all after this election that is coming up on the 15th of August 2029. Remember that sometimes they can introduce an election earlier than usual, and they want the public's vote, like support with regards to this, because immigration seems to be one central, I think, an issue for many developed countries. You can see from Netherlands, France, everywhere, US, Canada, everybody's talking about immigration, and this seems to be what is happening, guys. When speaking to the BBC, Badenoch said illegal migrants should go back to where they came from. They will go back to where they should do, or another country, but they should not be here, she added. So guys, she said it doesn't matter what you think about where they should be. Is not relevant to this particular situation, that she feels that illegal migrants should just go back. What do I think about this? I feel like the asylum route is going to be under attack, and I feel like it might be very difficult. There's some people that genuinely need it, and I don't know. I just feel like some people actually need it. Whether all these things they are planning will actually favor them in any way. Because the way I am seeing it is going to be very tough going forward. Like I've always told people, just make your plans, do your calculation, volunteer in your local community. Some of the things that they have proposed, just make your plans if you're in the UK. If you are still planning to come into the UK, just prepare yourself as a student that you should choose a pathway that can lead to filling a gap in the UK's job market or something like that. Plan properly, guys. This is no time to study irrelevant courses like international business management and some other courses. If you want me to list some courses I feel that they are, will I say, a weapon fashioned against migrants. That's what I would call some of these courses. People study it, and the rate of retention in a batch like of students, you see that it's only 1% of people that actually get a job in their area of specialization. Just 1%. Some of these courses should not even exist. And let me tell you something. When some indigenes, people who are British, who have ILR, study these courses, they lead to unemployment. You can see that they said 639,000 graduates are on benefits, meaning that they are not working. They're unemployed because they studied Mickey Mouse courses. So guys, all I can say is you have to plan very well. I'm saying this because of the increase in the number of students who apply for asylum, you know, people who are on the graduate visa routes that apply for asylum. They said it has increased of recent. Plan properly so that you don't have any problem. Anyway, what do you think about what is happening in the UK? What are your thoughts? Share it in the comments below. As usual, I always tell you that we do not insult anybody here. We are here to have meaningful discussions, clear understanding of what is happening. And I also learn a lot from your comments. Anyway, it guides me on, okay, is this true? Let me go and investigate it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.